Okay, well, to get straight to the point, this is dealing with something. I'll give you the links down in the bar below regarding a court ruling. Get this is a 36-page court ruling by Judge Murphy, not on the outcome of the case, but on whether or not the defendant can wear a niqab covering her face whilst in the courtroom. That is how far down the rabbit hole we have now gone. What a fucking sorry state we're getting ourselves into with some of these subjects. And this is the second thing that's cropped up this week, I think, on all of this. I've got to watch out myself. I'm on dangerous grounds. I'm hoping there's some kind of fucking 3 strikes and you're out, or 3 strikes and you're racist rule, because this is only my second video on Islam in a row here. And I think in probably 200 videos, that's the first time I've made 2 videos on Islam in a row, so I'm still probably, hopefully, on safe grounds, but who knows? You know, one of the classic things with Richard Dawkins up until the recent past was that he was often criticised by Christians and to a lesser extent Jews for picking on them, always making it about them. Why did he never ever go at the fucking Hindus or the Muslims or the Buddhists or anybody else? And he always says, that's because I don't know anything about it. I know substantially less about these religions, so I talk less about them. But even notwithstanding that, it seems that every single time that he specifically mentions Islam, as he endlessly used to specifically mention Christianity, somebody somewhere, and usually a lot more than one person somewhere, accuses him of being racist for doing so. And when you think about it, that's a little bit queer, that, because although there are some links, you know, a lot of people of Pakistani origin, for example, who do get a lot of racist crap in the UK, they're Muslims, and so some people will tie in their bigotry by shrouding it under a kind of religious banner there. There are many things to do with Islam that are culturally problematic and cause us to do things or to allow things which we've never done and never allowed before. And this courtroom thing is just one such example. And so surely they're legitimate things for us to be able to tackle. They're things that we need to be able to question. One of the things that was questioned on similar lines in the week was whether children should be allowed to wear veils at school, whether female school children who are Muslims or who have Muslim parents should be allowed to wear a veil, to cover up a niqab and cover all their face apart from their eyes, or perhaps even a burqa and look through a grill whilst they're at school. I have mixed feelings on some of these things, but what I do know in the case of a school child is that the person who's most liable to suffer in that circumstance is the school child themselves. It's probably their education and their ability to interact with the teacher and the rest of the teaching staff that's going to suffer the most, and not the rest of the children that don't feel it necessary to spend their entire public existence covered from head to foot in a blanket, which is more or less what we're talking about here. So I don't so much have a problem there, and I don't so much have a problem that this woman, in this case May last year, she decided, as I say, pretty much, if you look at the pictures of her, that she's going to spend her public life more or less covered from head to foot in a blanket. If that's what she wants to do, she can knock herself out for all I care. I don't care if that's how you want to dress in public. If you want to dress in a giant octopus suit, if you want to dress as an imperial stormtrooper, or if you want to crawl down the road in the crab position to get everywhere you want to go, or bounce along on a fucking pogo stick, I really don't care. And I don't care whether you're doing it for some misguided religious belief, misguided political belief, or because you believe that science fiction programs are real. I really don't care what your poison of silliness is. It's no concern of mine. But when you're in a court of law, and specifically when you're in a court of law as a defendant, then you're getting onto my manor, because you're getting onto all of our manners. Because if you're in the court of law of defendant, then that's because the Crown Prosecution Service on our behalf believe that you have done something that is not in the interest of society, and that is why you are standing trial. And as part of that, we're going to ask you questions. As part of that, we're going to bring witnesses forward, and we're going to ask those witnesses questions. And all the way through that period, we're going to be assessing your reaction. And to assess your reaction, we need to be able to see your face, to see if your face gives away, if it shows that what you're saying does not correlate to how you actually feel, or if what another witness is saying makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable because it goes against the account that you are giving. What is being asked of here is that purely on the grounds to satisfy this woman's religious beliefs, that we should suspend that we should allow her to have a somewhat easier trial where her face cannot betray her guilt, and allow her to continue to cover her face. And such, as I've said, such is the depth that we've sunk to this, that it's took a 36-page report. And the decision that the judge arrived at was that she couldn't wear the veil whilst she was giving evidence, because we need to be able to assess her face as she's answering questions, but that she can wear the veil whilst other people are giving evidence throughout the rest of the trial. I really don't think that is good enough. I accept what the judge said about shielding her from the public gallery so that the public gallery can't see her face, lest lightning strikes them all dead, or the men in the public gallery all gallop over and can't contain themselves and rape her, or whatever bullshit it's all based upon, I dread to think. But by all means shield her from the public gallery, but the jury need to be able to see her face throughout the whole trial to assess her reaction. If we're going to get away from that, then why not allow anybody to wear a hoodie or to be able to wind a scarf around their face so that they don't give away, they don't betray their positions also? Why not allow that for everybody? We wouldn't do that because we know that guilty people would get away, and that's exactly what could happen here. Not necessarily with this woman, but down the line with other people, if we allow veils and face coverings in a court of law by defendants. Well, that's my position on this. Perhaps your position is somewhat different. I'd be interested to know what you think. Thank you for watching this video, and bye for now.